Hello. Before we get into today's podcast, I just wanted to say that we did talk about a somewhat controversial topic. The guest that I had today was Moose, who is from Australia, so we got into a bit of cultural affairs. And within that, the use of guns in America did come up as a subject of discussion. While that in and of itself is not necessarily a bad thing in wake of recent events, I did feel it was necessary to warn you that there is talk of gun use in America in this video. So if you don't want to watch that, feel free to not. It's not very political takes, but, you know. Anyways, let's get right into it.
No, that's fair. Oh man, that was a morning and a half. 2 mornings in a row.
Yeah? I can imagine a huge stretch of podcast, or collabing, like, first thing in the morning.
Dude, I almost didn't wake up on time this morning. Like, genuinely.
Yeah.
It was... Sorry, you go?
I was just gonna say, your model is, like, so cute. It looks like he's standing on the chair.
Hey, he is the mini moose. He has to stand on the chair. He has to, like, do the little whoop up with his arms and then stand up.
Yeah, okay. Hey, how's it going, everyone? Welcome to Vhuddle, brought to you by Vhuddle. My name is Kota, and over here is my guest today, Moose. Point of this podcast is so that way you guys can be introduced to the various members of the collab group, Vhuddle. And so, yeah, how you doing today, Moose?
I'm doing good after finally reaching the top in Chain Together.
Yes!
Fun and games.
Which is a collab video that will be up on the channel. And
how many hours of recording is it now? Like,
I don't know.
8 from the 2 sessions.
I might just do the previous session, like, because that's already fair, yeah. 3 teams racing. 12 hours.
It's like, it was so much, but it was so fun.
It was
so chaotic, yeah. But it was so good, genuinely.
I can't wait until we do something again. They were talking about, people were like, this is an annual thing, right?
No, now we've done Chain Together. Now we have to do, what is it, Getting Over It? Or one of the other ones?
Can you do that in co-op?
I don't think so, but imagine just all of us just streaming and just, yep, cool, now we all need to reach the top. Let's go. Individually. Oh, but yeah. No, that was fun. That was good fun, doing that with everyone.
Yeah. Typical questions out the gate. What got you into making videos or streaming? Mostly do streaming, right?
Mostly streaming. Under an old handle, I did try some video editing and such. But yeah, I just want to get back into streaming. Plus, it's a good way to get content for video creation. Like, it's just one leads to the other, and there you go. Once you get that backlog, it's like, cool, I got plenty to work with here. Rather than, oh god, I've just got this, and that's it, and oh, that might not have been the best session, and yeah. But what got me into it? I don't know. I've always had, like, always wanted to, if that makes sense. Like, always loved gaming, always loved the idea of just either bringing a smile to people's face or just hanging out with people, and it's like, this is a way to do it. And here we are. And yeah. Sorry, I'm sorry.
You're fine. This is your podcast episode.
I mean, I'm new to this. I'm the little new guy. I'm uber new to this. This is, yeah.
Was there a specific creator that, like, you were watching that made you be like, I want to do that?
Specific would probably, and it's going to sound kind of cliche, like Markiplier back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
So he's started off when I was in high school. And it was just like, yep, get home from school, watch that, play some games, do some homework, and I'll go on to the next one. And just being there and seeing what he was trying to make and seeing you can create comfortable and fun and enjoyable spaces for people to consistently return to is just like, I kind of want to do that. I kind of want to follow that.
Yeah.
And it's, yeah. And of course, you've got all the years since then, and it's like, yep, everybody is kind of like, you've got everybody spreading out different ways, but I'd just love to get back to, let's just create a safe, happy space and have fun, and that's it.
Hmm? That's
Outside of you go.
I was just
Sorry.
saying, like, yeah, that kind of hits the nail on the head for like my goals as a content creator too. Is to let's just be happy, you know. Let's make jokes. Let's be the lack of stress in your life.
Definitely, like that's the big thing. Is like the job I work in IRL is there'll be like days or weeks where I'm just stressed out of my brain and cannot turn off, and it's like other people must have this. I need a way to turn off. Let's go hang out with people like who aren't related to this and have no idea about it.
Yeah. Also, with Markiplier being like your inspiration, he often had the nickname Marky Moo. So now I see where
Oh, is it?
that's it. That's your origin story.
Moose came about in such a weird way, and it just stuck with as a nickname from one friend, and it stuck for about 10 years, and it's like, yep, cool, this is the handle. This is it.
Is it a story you can share or no?
It's kind of related to my real name.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, totally, yeah. Then
yeah, but like it's not a very common name at all, but he would mispronounce it at times, like when he'd get a little intoxicated and stuff, and he'd just end up saying Moose, and it's like, yep, he's just saying Moose from now on, and there we go. That's it. He just calls me Moose. Even if we're in person, he'll call me Moose. It's just real name's gone. Moose is me. I am Moose.
yeah, just always Moose.
Pretty much. And even the people at work the other day found that out, and now they've started calling me Moose. So it's just, no. I am the Moose. That is it.
So, is there any like particular type of content that you like doing, like games you like to stream? Is there any specifics there?
So I used to love streaming Battlefield. I'm a big Battlefield fan. Like I was kind of playing, like there was a local, I should say, like AU and Z kind of like local competitive scene, like esports scene, a few years back. And it was fun. Like this was during COVID, and it was like, yep, cool. We're all jumping on, found this community. Let's all stream it, or I would stream it. And we'd have actual comp matches. We'd have prizes. We were in talks with like major stadiums down here, or stadiums, I should say, like esports arenas down here, to host like our finals and such. And that was hella fun. Just streaming and just playing those comp games, and you have all those comps and everything. But since then, that died off really quick and really hard. And now it's like, I want to get back into like a handful of shooters. Like love Overwatch nowadays.
Yeah, we played games. Some of that.
Yeah. Oh, look.
We should play Halo Infinite multiplayer. I've been wanting to get back into playing.
I would be keen because I've only tried it like once in the beta. Ooh, it's free. The
multiplayer is free to.
I might have to chuck that on a download after this. Like just a cheeky little. Yep, I'm gonna get those skills back up. Like, ooh, I've forgotten all this. But yeah, no, I love my flying games, love my city builders, love my shooters. But like, I really love RPGs, but it's just hard to try and find the time nowadays to try and play them properly, start to finish, do what I want to do, and especially on stream as well.
Yeah,
because some of those is you're just walking or you're just doing one thing for like 2 hours, and it's like, cool, well, I need to call it there, and you've done nothing kind of entertaining, if that makes sense.
Right.
No content.
It's hard to make journey to point B entertaining.
Exactly. That journey from point A to point B is like, how do I fill this gap? It's like I can talk and I can talk about what's happening, but it's like, but there's nothing happening.
Yeah. I would ask you who made your model, but I already know who made your model. You want to still give a shout out?
I'll still give a shout out. It was the amazing atomic cadet. This mini moose, as I will dub him, thrown together in 48 hours, and from sketch design to rigged, he is here. I don't think he's going away anytime soon.
He's so
But
cute. I would hate it if you got rid of him.
he would never be gotten rid of entirely. He'd just disappear for the full model every now and then.
Yeah, what you do is you make him a redeem, like a channel point
Ooh.
redeem.
True. That's yeah. It's just okay. Cool. Mini Moose is out. Let's go. Let the gremlin loose.
Yeah, Max Gremlin.
Gremlin mode activate. Let's go. Full send.
Are there any of the collabs coming out that you're looking the most forward?
Probably
Chain
Stellaris
Together,
and
no.
fishing.
Oh yeah, Stellaris next week. Yeah,
Genuinely Stellaris and fishing sim. Funny enough, Minecraft I'm keen for, but it's been so long since I've played Minecraft, and I've never played it on PC either.
you've never played it on PC?
Nope. I think I've played it for 1 hour on PC ever.
Okay, I was about to say at least you own it on PC, right?
Yes, I own it on PC. But no, I used to play it through Xbox. I grew up on consoles. I'm a console guy at heart. But what can you do?
I used to be like same. Like I was like, I don't know why people complain about controllers. Like I can play with controllers so well, and and then like 1 month into using a keyboard and mouse, all that went away. I was like, oh,
I know, right? It's gone. It's gone. All those skills are gone. No, it's like there's just something about just sitting down on the couch and just being like, yep, this is it. I'm looking at it. I don't need to think, and my hands are just sitting there. Like, brain off, 100% brain off. It's just kind of nice in a way. And I still have one. I still play it now and then, but
yeah,
I built my own computer, and I enjoy it, and I'm gonna stay here now.
I see your mouse, by the way.
Oh damn! Sorry.
No, it's funny.
Wait, where's it going? Woo! I'm just trying to scroll around and just have. I was actually moving to the collabs to see what's coming up because we got potentially Dead by Daylight, which I'd be keen for. It's been a hot minute since I've played that. Fishing sim, which let's see how long it takes for that to break.
The daisy chain of fishing.
Yeah. At some point, someone's going to lose the chain. It's going to happen. Oh. But yeah, no, I'm keen for like all of them. Like, honestly, even the games that I haven't played or haven't gotten into, I'm still keen to either watch or get involved with if I can. But it's just time zones. You gotta love time.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel so bad. Like, I love having you and Atomic join us. But I feel so bad whenever you're like, it's like 6 a.m. I'm like, oh.
No. It actually worked out really great, like, this weekend. Like, it's a shame she couldn't join today for Chain Together, but work is work.
Joined a little bit.
She joined a little bit as she was getting ready, which I think she may have gotten in a touch late. Naughty her. But,
blame it on traffic.
Oh, she catches a train. We are pretty close to a train station. I am not going to dox myself.
Don't, yeah. No.
But we're on the other side of the planet. What are you going to do? What's going to happen? But no, I can see the train station from our place. But no, she trains into the city, trains out. Sundays she's out, but Saturdays and Friday nights for us. Oh man, we're keen.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind for future plans.
No, 100%. Like, even yesterday, even though we, like, air quotes, had to get up early, it's like we still chose to, we still wanted to. It's just fun with you guys. Like, it's fun with, like, Vhuddle and everything you've created and everything everyone in there is. Everyone's amazing. Like, it's genuinely just, yeah. It's, I know I say this all the time, but yeah, it's really cool.
I will say, Vhuddle, like, is fantastic. It's not anything to do with me. I made the server, and you guys make it. Like, they're having something going on and whatnot. Like,
hey,
I
just also made the tweet. You also made the tweet.
I do tweet,
which has caused all of us to Vhuddle together. And it's like, it's just such a good little community that's formed. And I on just my point of view, I don't think I'd be able to. I would still be streaming when I can, but it's like, it's just nice having everyone there and being supportive of each other. Sorry, that went off on a tangent.
No, it's all right. We love tangents here. Have you watched the Blurry episode?
I think I have. Yes, I have. The Star Wars tangent. I have watched that. I watched that at work, and I'm trying to concentrate, and I just hear this, that, Star Wars, and I'm like, oh my god. That was a good one. I still haven't watched those. I need to watch those today because
You need to like it. Everyone, if you're watching this one, make sure you go to the last episode for Zol and like it so he shows his wolf toggle. We need his wolf toggle.
We need the wolf toggle from Zol. We need it. But yeah, no, we were just done. Like after Chain Together, we just went, yep, okay, that was a lot of energy really early for that back to time zones. Like, oh god, we need to go nap and eat and just rest.
Yeah, well, at least you got to enjoy the rest of the day.
No, look, the weather here at the moment is trash. It's just trash. Like, we wouldn't be going out. It's too cold, it's too wet. Like, I'm looking outside at the moment. It's bucketing. I'm good staying inside. Okay, thanks.
By the way, this is something that I've been dying to ask you.
Go ahead.
Does Australia have mooses?
No. And that's why it's Moose Down Under.
Yeah,
that's
no, I got that. Yeah. Oh,
yeah,
you're lost. You got. I see.
I don't remember if I still have it in my bio everywhere, but I used to have. I don't know what I'm lost and I don't know what I'm doing. Come say hi. I may have changed it, but no, we don't. I think we have at zoos. We have some, but no, we got the kangas, we got the crocs, we got the emus, the drop bears,
right?
Snakes, spiders.
I was like,
it all tries to.
I swear, mooses. North America. How do they have them in Australia?
Oh, look, I mean, everything else Australian is just too on the nose. It's too on the nose. It's just too, air quotes, like, iconic in a way. It's like, you see a kangaroo, you know that's from Australia. Okay, let's just scratch that off. You see a koala or a drop bear, you scratch that off. It's like, okay, where do we go with this? And it's just, well, my nickname's already Moose. My friends already call me Moose when we game together. If we game together, we need to keep it consistent. So, easier for everyone. And I mean, coming back to streaming, it's like, I am lost. It's all changed. I don't know what I'm doing. Help.
Now, I did, as a part of like this, I decided to start taking notes, and apparently my notes were publicly visible. So you know, I grabbed this. I was trolling around on your account just to see, and you liked a picture of a minifigure of Danny DeVito as a like cherub.
Yes.
Any explanations?
It's great. We need Danny Cherub in 40k. Done. That's it. It's needed. No, so I'm a bit of a 40k nerd, Warhammer 40k, and I like the lore. I've just bought some more minis a few months back, and I'm working through painting them. And I've introduced her to 40k, as you do, and just seeing that, seeing that Danny DeVito one, it's like, how can I put this? Just A, how can I get this just to have fun painting it? And B, could I actually try and lure this into my own little thing? Into my own little kit bashed army? How do I do this?
Well, you just replace with what's the leader of Earth in 40k again?
Oh, the Emperor?
Yeah. Danny DeVito's the Emperor. Yeah.
Done. That is I actually have a plan on how I can make that work. I need to buy more minis though for that to work.
More minis on top of the Danny DeVito mini.
It's like, no, just have him sitting on top of like a tank, and he is just going, I'm start blasting, just a little like piece of paper next to it.
I started blasting.
I remember first seeing that, I'm like, oh dear lord, what is this? This is great. 3D printing is great.
Do you have a 3D printer?
I wish.
I wish too, yeah. I would print so many things.
Oh, like, I know you can get resin ones pretty cheap. Like, for a couple of $100 AU. I don't know what that would be US. but they're pretty cheap. Like, it's more the resin and the time and the files and the yada yada yada. But it's on the list. It's on the list of eventually acquiring.
But, is there anything that you specifically are working on that you're excited for that you might want to share, or no?
Or me specifically, I want. How do I put it? I mean, I'm just enjoying just getting back into streaming.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, at the moment, the thing that I'm most excited for is just reaching back to affiliate. Like, to be honest, and just building that community, having fun with people. It's something I've lost over the past 5 years with gaming, and it's like probably since March this year, it started coming back, and it's nice. It's just that's what I'm excited for, like stream wise and content wise. Is just I haven't got anything big in the works yet, except potential full model reveal in October. But
yeah,
that's neither here nor there. That's just let that cook. Let's let that cook as long as it needs.
I'm ready for it. I'm ready for Sin's reveal tomorrow from the time we're recording this.
That's right. I have to get up early again tomorrow.
Oh no!
3 days straight of waking up at like 5 a.m. Like, I can't even be on time for it, because if I wake up at 5, she's starting at 5 our time. Meaning I'm going to be half asleep in chat, just like, and then back to sleep for work. For the real life job. And I'm so keen for it. There's so many debuts happening.
Yeah.
Like,
it's been crazy, yeah.
It's like Vhuddle's formed. We're all together, and it's just, okay, debut, like every other week, pretty much. Which is great. I mean,
what we need to do is find other people that aren't debuting yet.
I know Atomic hasn't debuted her new outfit, and also her little mini kaiju, because she's a kaiju VTuber.
So you're saying we can force Atomic?
We can. 100%. And I know she won't watch this straight away, so I know I can get away with saying that. And just insert the thought pattern there. And then I know she's working on her full model, which she's not going to leak either of the full ones, but it's like, we've got Atomic, we've got Sin. I think Echo is, if I'm saying that correct, Echo is working on one as well?
I think Echo has one. She makes them. And like,
I did see that, yes. And like, even her stuff, just seeing her like be like, hey, would anyone like to buy this? I'm like, if I didn't have one, I would.
Yeah, it looks pretty solid. Yeah, it wasn't rigged, but like, I mean, if you're getting a free model, because she was raffling it.
Like, that's the thing, is like, I know, I've seen how much time and effort and work goes into models, like even like everyone's, and it's just the fact you're willing to give that away for free is like just such a thing. Not such a thing like in a bad way, but in a good way of like, you just wanted to create something, and it's like, I've done it, I've created it. Would anyone like it? Yeah. And that's just such a cool thing to me. Like, just on a personal note, like on a personal level.
No, I feel that. Kira has her model coming along, and she's learning to rig. She's been doing some great progress on that.
Yes, she is. And as we started, I cheekily had her stream open, just being like, I see it happening. I see the rigging learning. It's like, I'm here for it. I'd like to learn, but it's so much. Eventually down the line, yeah, sure, but right now, nah.
It looks so complicated. I couldn't.
It all depends. Like, I know everyone from what I understand, every rigger and every artist has a different way of prepping their files for rigging or doing the rigging. And I know Cadet has her way, which is when she's sketching it, she'll sketch it out and do the art ready to then almost be directly converted into being prepped for rigging. Fix a few tweaks here and there of the layers getting merged or whatever in the transfer. And then it's, yep, cool. Here's all my layers. Done, dusted. Now it's rig this. That's the left side done. Copy, paste, invert, done. Like, speed run it.
Wow.
So, sorry.
No. I was like, That's sufficient.
Oh,
That's how she gets you done in 48 hours. Yeah.
I was dumbfounded by Mini Moose, man. Like, oh god, it was just, oh, like, could I kind of want a form of like proper model soon. Is that okay? And it's like, I'm sick. Cough, cough. Sits there, sketches it. Next day, here you go, done. I don't think she slept. She was just like, I wanted to do this. It's done.
Lots of love to Atomic. My
Yes.
wife, Aspira, also working on the model, and she's a perfectionist. So she would never get something done in 48 hours because she would just sit there constantly tweaking the hair.
To give you an idea, I get that. My full model's been in the work for over a year. So we've gone through 5 or 6 revisions. So you're like, I get it. I stand with your wife of just, yep, no, got to get it perfect. Let it cook.
With the full model, I totally get that. But we're talking about like she's making a PNG just to like be a PNG tuber, and that took her 6 months.
It's what it is. Each to their own. I mean, if that's from initial sketch to like near final design,
yeah.
Hell yeah, like that. And plus, everything takes time.
Yeah, yeah. I just like to give her a hard time about it.
Oh, you're a meanie. That's why you're trying to throw us off and chain together.
Was there any like moments getting back to like when you started like making is there anything that like comes back to you as like a good memory or like a solid moment? It can be the Chain Together collab if you want to just talk more about that, but like anything else you want to talk about, or
honestly for me, like just the having people excited and keen to see like Mini Moose and see my little guy and
the watch party,
it was just, it was nice. I like, I don't have enough words to describe how it made me feel, other than it made me really happy and really excited and really nervous. It was just a nice time, and I don't know, it kind of reinvigorated my love of trying to do content creation on any level, on any platform. And it's like, okay, there's actually people who enjoy this. There's people who are happy to chat. Like, let's go. Like that was a key thing. That's a core memory now for me.
Yeah, that I could only catch like the very beginning of that to like see your model, and then poor Char came in right at the last second.
I did try and leave it up for that extra 30 seconds. I'm like, do I keep going? Do I not? And I'm like, no, I need to stop. Sorry, I'm coughing my lungs up.
Oh no, I have allergies going on right now, so I'm constantly having to pause.
Oh yeah. But no, I did. It's like time zones again, and it's like I'm just gonna try and do this when I can hit as many rough time zones as I can. Let's go. 1 o'clock my time. Let's hit it. But no, that genuinely meant a lot to me. Whether people were there from the beginning, whether like Char jumping in literally at the end.
Yeah,
it all means a lot, and it's just something that I don't have words to express how thankful I am that anyone stopped by, if that makes. But yeah.
All right, it's time for another of my usual questions. And
hit me with all of them.
One that I hope there's some prep for it.
Oh, God,
are you a fan of anime?
This usual question.
Yeah.
Yes, I am.
Oh, okay, finally, yes, good, yes.
Yes, I can talk about stuff.
I can talk about anime.
What's your favorite? Let's flip this table. What's your favorite?
I've said it, Spice and Wolf.
I remember that, but I haven't watched it. I don't remember what it's about though.
So it's about medieval economics. But there's
nothing wrong with that.
It's a cute romance anime that like, so they'll do like a whole thing where they're like, here's how currency, like the amount of like purity in the metals and whatnot, dictates the power of the nations at the time. And then like it'll cut to like the main female character Holo like cutely eating like a baked potato or something. It's like, oh, okay, so that's to keep you engaged. Well,
while they explain it.
They explain the plot.
Because, yeah, no, I did hear. You'll need to message me after this just with the name, just so I remember, because I might chuck it on a watch. I genuinely might.
It's re-airing right now, so like all the animation and everything's been touched up better. It's got the same voice actors from before. So watching the new stuff that's out right now on Crunchyroll, that's where you watch it.
Hell yeah. What? Hang on. Let me. I'm doing a thing. 2 seconds. Uno mas. What was it called again? Pardon.
Spice and Wolf.
Spice and, because I'm loading it up on my phone. 1 season, 12 episodes.
That's the OG.
Add to Crunchy list. Yeah. Look, I respect animators so much that it's like, I don't mind if it's old animation. Like,
the old animation, honestly, like, it's fantastic. Some of the colors, like, I feel like the like scan got rescanned or something. Some of the colors look more muted than they used to.
Yep.
But it's solid old animation too.
Yeah. I dig that. Like, to answer the actual initial question, by the way, I do like anime. I do watch anime. We just recently finished watching, because it ended, or like the first season's done, is Delicious in Dungeon. And we absolutely adore it. We are still midway through My Hero, because I was fresh to that. We've got too many on the go. We've just started Chainsaw Man.
Oh, that's a good one, yeah.
Yeah. But my probably, it's weird. I have like 2 different types of all-time favorites, if that makes sense.
Give us a both.
All-time favorite that isn't, funny enough, available on Crunchyroll anymore is Gate.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a big fan of military animes, but where there's just some weird catch, something different.
Right. Like, before you say it, just so I know I'm thinking of the same one. Gate was the anime where like these gates opened up in Japan, and the Japanese Defense Force went through and were like blowing up dragons with tanks.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. That is it.
That's a good. Yeah.
You go.
No, go ahead. Yeah.
There's so much more to it than that. It's very much like, yeah, here's the action to draw you in and keep you entertained. Now let's explain this medieval politics to you.
Yeah.
Like this Roman era politics.
Like, there's several draws to that. There's, just military, big explosion fun. There's the booba. And but like,
no complaints.
I do think the most interesting thing is it often cuts to the fantasy world leaders and stuff, and them having to deal with the fact that they are dealing with guns. Like, nothing they have can put a scratch on the entities they're dealing with.
I remember this one scene, and it's just like, yep, cool, we're in the Citadel, we have dragons, we have all this stuff, and it's like, what are those falling from the sky? And it's just a heap of paratroopers just shooting down, and it's like, how do we deal with that when we have no more dragons? Because planes. Because it's just,
or they're like fighting this boss dragon, and some people showed up with rocket launchers and just nuked it to the ground. It's a good watch. What's the other one that you got?
The other side of it is kind of that more like 80s and not like to early 2000s anime. Like, I can't remember when Akira came out, because Akira is probably the anime that got me into anime.
It did that for a lot of people.
Yeah, like, I watched that and I'm like, this is just cool. Like, I knew what anime was, I'd seen other shows, but it was like, seeing Akira just locked me into it. It's like, there is good stories that are being told here. But like that I don't know how to describe it outside of that 80s to early 2000s art style. It's actually like that art style that draws me in.
Oh yeah,
like Akira, like a handful of others from.
I think I know what you're talking about. Like it looks hand drawn as opposed to
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, it's like hand drawn and also semi or fully like dystopian sci-fi future because I'm a big sci-fi nerd. And it's like there's actually, funny enough, there's a game coming out that is designed around that idea of that era of anime, that era of art in general. Sorry, I don't know what happened there. And it's called The Forever Winter. And the whole studio pretty much got together in 2020 as a whole bunch of AAA artists and said, well, hang on, we're doing all this work for all these AAA titles. Half of our stuff is getting scrapped.
When we do
What
our
if
own.
Yeah, how about we make a game with all our concept art actually flowing through to the end of the game? And it's built off that 80s to 2000s like era of anime and art, and it just, I don't know, I think it's coming out later this year, but man, I'm keen.
That sounds pretty cool, yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like a weird to describe it and go off topic. I mean, that always happens on the podcast, but is
What are you saying? I run a tight ship here.
It's a tight ship. Is think there's a huge war going on in the future, right? And you're just a normal guy. You're not the big main character. You're not in the army or anything. You're just a normal person trying to survive. You got to go in.
I would die right away.
But that's the game. That's the whole concept. And it's like, well, if you're a normal person and you have a pistol, it's like the infantry squad or the drones or the mechs or whatever, because it gets their art is amazing. They're not going to see you as a threat. They're going to see the other enemy, like their actual enemy, in a tank or another infantry squad as the enemy. So they'll just shoot over the top of you if you don't shoot them. And it's a bit of a looter shooter. It's still hard to describe because I haven't played it. It's not out.
So like the enemies want to shoot like equivalent to them, so you have to build yourself up to their level.
Even if you did that, you don't need to engage them. It's like a looter shooter in a sense of like it's still hard to describe. It's like
it sounds interesting. I'd like to see.
It's an interesting concept. I can send you stuff later on it. But it's something like used to be a game called Marauders, which is dead now pretty much, which was fun while it lasted. That kind of had the same rough aesthetic. It's kind of like Helldivers, where there's a whole bunch of battles and stuff going on. But then also a bit like you don't need to get involved in that. It's just, here's this big battle box simulation between all these forces, and they're told by the AI to shoot each other. If you engage them, yeah, sure, there's always a bigger fish, but they're not going to auto aim at you or anything like that,
right?
Without reason. Sorry, that was a huge tangent.
No.
Explain. It's keen. I'm keen for it. It's something I'm excited for.
Is that something you're thinking you might play on stream?
100% when it gets a release date, when it comes out, if it comes out this year. But I am very keen for it. It's something I will play on stream. I need to get back into Helldivers. After everything there.
I would like to do another Helldivers collab, because that was the first collab.
I am so sad I missed out on that. I'm in for the next one. Like 100%. If we can do it, tee it up like we did this weekend, 100% I'm in.
All right. We'll have to work on the date because we do have a lot.
Yeah. There's a few things coming up. But no, yeah. But that's to answer the anime question. But nah, Gate, Akira, there's Girls and Panzer, there's Delicious in Dungeon, Chainsaw Man. I don't know. There's too many to list off that I enjoy.
Have you seen Demon Slayer?
No.
Oh, I would recommend it. Honestly, like, even if you don't like the plot or whatever, animation quality they put in to Demon Slayer is worth the watch just to see.
It's going on the list. No, because Cadet and I agree because she's a big fan of My Hero. And I tried, like, years ago, tried to watch a couple of episodes, couldn't get into it. Was just like, I'm never going to watch it. And then she was like, no, you're going to sit here and watch at least the first 5 episodes in a row and you will be hooked. And it's like, okay, sure, deal. And here we are nearly at the end of all the seasons and all the movies. And it's like, I just want to finish it and let's see what happens and move on to the next one. And just, oh God, I don't want it to end, but I want it to end.
Yeah. So yeah, with the favorite anime comes the least favorite anime.
Ugh. See, that I wasn't ready for. You've thrown me now. You've got me. Least favorite.
Not necessarily like a bad anime, just anime you didn't like.
I genuinely can't think of one because if I don't like it, I put it down either at the end of the first episode or before that. I genuinely can't even remember any at this point.
You can't remember one that you saw and you're like, well, this is stupid.
Look, okay, there's one and I still enjoyed it. It was still good, but the animation just felt, I don't know, off. Like the art style in a sense. It was called Yakitori or something on Netflix. And basically it's like, hang on, I'll make sure that's the right name before I potentially shit talk something else. Look, I can't remember. I think that's the name, Yakitori or Nakatori or something.
We'll just say it was them.
Yeah. Future, Earth is met by aliens. We're integrated into like their global government type thing. But the global government is led by literal cats and dogs. And we're just seen as the apes, and we're just used as just whatever, and just kind of thrown to the edge. It's only one season. The story's a bit odd. Like, for what, like, I get where they were trying to go, but they don't really get there. It just all felt odd. The animation's that weird, higher graphics than, like, Borderlands, but kind of that Borderlands trying to be cartoon style while being 3D. It just, none of it, was cohesive at all. Still fun to watch, but, like, you watch it once and you're like, I'm good. I'm happy. Like, I don't need to go back. What's your least favorite?
One Piece. I've said this before.
Yes, you have. Sorry.
Yeah. No, it's fine. We can keep discussing it. I will keep saying it's my least favorite.
Look, there's just too much of it, in my opinion.
That's half the problem.
What's the other half?
I think that the art after season 1 kind of took a nosedive. Specifically with how the female characters are drawn. Like, it's a little, I don't want to say sexist, but like,
it's on the nose.
I'll say sexist.
It's like, but I will say sexist.
Yeah, and no, I'm a guy that likes booba. Like,
oh, look, I like girls in panther. I get you. But nah, it after that first season, yeah, it does kind of just be like, where are we going with this, guys? And there's just so much, and
the plot, it just takes forever for anything to happen.
I tried a couple of years ago to just sit there and binge it.
And the worst part is, I will say that it's not a bad anime. It's mid to even a good anime. It is all over the place.
Yes.
And that's the worst part. It's so
first
overblown.
We're doing this. Now we're doing this. Now we're back on to doing what we're doing it's just guys.
No, I didn't mean plot wise. It's all over the place. Like, I go to Walmart and all my I used to play the Digimon card game a lot.
Oh yeah. I'm a Digimon kid as well.
So the new Digimon card game, I had a lot of fun playing that. My Walmart stopped carrying I don't know if you know, Walmart is
No, I
supermarket.
do understand what Walmart is. We don't
I-
have it here, but I do get it.
Okay, gotcha. But
They sell walls there, right?
yes, only walls. But they stopped carrying the Digimon cards, so that way they could carry more of the One Piece cards.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's yeah. Like I said, we don't have Walmarts here. We've got a handful of Costco's. They're nowhere near your size over in the States. But yeah, no, we have Kmart, and I think our Kmarts are different to yours because I think you guys have Kmarts as well.
Yes, we do have Kmart. Yeah.
Ours are totally different.
Actually, I think
Like,
our Kmart's closed down. Or was it Target?
I know Target's kind of gone here. Like it's you can find a handful, but they're crap. Like genuinely, you walk in, everything's a mess. Half the stuff's sold out, or they don't have any, and it's just like, why am I here? It's all gonna break in not long anyway. You go to Kmart, hell, you can buy a T-shirt for like you could buy a Digimon or One Piece T-shirt for $15 to $20 AU. Someone will need to convert that. I think that's like 10-ish bucks US, maybe.
Yeah.
And it'll last for 3 or 4 years if you take care of it. Like their stuff came out here just lasts. Like even their furniture here, as you walk in, you pay $50, and it's like bang.
Is the average lifespan of a shirt 3 to 4 years?
No, I'm just saying.
Because I'm terrible with it. Okay, I have shirts that have holes like in the armpit, like seam and stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, but I'll still wear it because I like that shirt. My wife hates it.
Atomic hates it too. Like I have a Ralph Lauren like polo shirt, and funny enough, it got exactly what you described within a couple of months of owning it. Like, and this is supposed to be really high quality. Go to Kmart, buy an identical polo, identical in every way, and it's like less than half the price. And it's still fine. Not a single hole in it at all. Like, but nah, it's the stuff here. Like
this Moose podcast brought to you by Kmart.
Hey, almost. You guys have Afterpay and all of that over in the States, yeah?
Afterpay. I mean, like,
yeah,
like a loan,
it's like
or credit.
It kind of is. I don't know if it's in the States. I don't know if you guys have Zip or anything like that either. It's like you pay using that, and then you pay back Afterpay instead of putting it on lay-by or buying it outright straight off the bat.
Yeah, that sounds just like buying it on like credit or something.
Yeah, it kind of is, yeah. It's like, I know people who will literally go to Kmart to buy whatever they want using their credit, and then just pay it back every fortnight, so then they get more to spend, and they'll only use it at Kmart because the stuff lasts, and they're like, oh, it broke, it wasn't that expensive. Who cares?
Yeah, that's how Walmart pretty much is too.
I think it would be curious if we got a Walmart here. When Costco first opened here, it was a huge thing. So many people went, and now it's just like, why are we paying a subscription to go to a store that we go to once every couple of months? So, like, that's genuinely the opinion. Sorry.
Oh, I was just thinking. So Walmart is known as like the American store.
Yes.
And I think a good example of this that can maybe like mean how likely a Walmart would go to Australia is the Walmart I have has the toy aisle, right? That has all the toy stuff.
Yep.
Right next to that is bicycles. And then right next to that is guns.
See, I don't get how you guys sell guns so commonly. It's just, I don't get it. I saw a thing last night, and it's like, yes, gun vending machines, like ammo vending machines are coming to Texas. What the hell are you guys
I would believe that. Yeah, 100%. Well, ammo's not going to do anything if you don't already have the gun.
But everyone has a gun. Oh god,
I have a gun. Yeah.
The common assumption from, and I'm going to speak for all Australians here, and that's a big thing. The common assumption is that if you're an American, you own a gun, or at a minimum, have fired a gun before. Guaranteed.
I would say at least fired is probably accurate to an extent.
Yes.
Like, I can't speak for everyone, but I live in the South, so especially me, I have
Yeah.
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 But I have a friend that doesn't own a gun.
Has he fired a gun before?
He has, because he's gone to the gun range with me.
Assumption is still true. But no, it's like we here, like, people think guns are uncommon in Australia, but they're pretty common.
Yeah, no,
like, they actually.
Sorry,
you go.
I was just saying, I watch a YouTuber. I did a thing.
I don't think I've heard of them.
He
Maybe
like,
I've heard of them. I haven't watched.
he builds things and what. And he was talking about how it was easier for him to get a gun than it was for him to get a harpoon gun for his spearfishing.
Oh my god! Like, that's the thing here. Is you can get a gun pretty easy if you get all the approvals and licenses and everything like that, but you still have to have a valid reason to have it.
Yeah,
it's not like you can go out and get an AR. It's like, no, it's just a bolt action, like, whatever. Like, even a 22. Most people get 22s, and it's just, they just go target shooting. Target shooting here is huge, to be honest, like, huge.
I'll say, like, I don't understand why Americans, specifically Southern Americans, are obsessed with guns. Like, 90% of the time, people don't even do shit with their guns. They just have them. They have them in, like, a case, or, just in case in their bedroom, they'll have them in, like, a lockbox or something in case they need it.
Exactly, yeah.
And, like, I get it, but also, like, you don't. You just got it because you can.
Exactly. It's like, here, like, even if, because I used to know someone, and 4 of them were, like, national level competitive handgun, rifle, and shotgun target shooters. So they had 5 or 6 gun cases, like the big tall ones. They made their own ammo and everything. And even if someone broke into their house, they still would, if they used any one of those guns, like, they had about 20, 30 odd guns. If they used any of them, they would immediately go to jail, even if the intruder had a gun.
To some point, that's also a case here in the some states don't have a law that says that you can't act with unreasonable force if force entry. But then there's states like Texas that have stand your ground laws, which is, if you think that you're in danger, no matter what, you're allowed to act with lethal. So it's a state by state kind of thing.
See, I'm learning things. That kind of, it makes sense in case by case, but here it's just blanket. Even if someone did pull the gun on you, if you had a gun license and used it, man, you would lose that license so quick.
Yeah,
so quick. It's just immediately the moment that happens. Yep, you're not allowed to own a gun at all for maybe 20 years, straight off the bat, regardless of the rationale.
I mean, we're in kind of, like, weird gray area for, like, political speaking.
Yes,
but I am interested in the differences, because I think I have a very nuanced take, that because, like, with Americans, it's like you're either for guns, Second Amendment, or you're anti-gun, no one should have a gun. And I'm like, well, I mean, like, I like to go hunting whenever I was a kid with my dad. And I would imagine it would have been a lot less hunting trips if we had to, like, go through a bunch of hoops to get a hold of a gun to use. But at the same time, like, America has crazy gun violence, like, so much.
Like, I mean, we had Port Arthur, and it's just, we get rid of all the big ones, put in all these laws. That's it. Like,
does Australia have a lot of, like, gun violence kind of things?
We had from what I'm recalling, our last, like, big problem with it was back in the 90s. Which is when we changed all the laws with it. And it was like, if you want to get any form of gun, regardless of the reasoning behind it, is you have to first do firearm safety. Like, you have to apply to the police. You have to do a mental health check, so a psych eval.
That's the one thing I want, is like proper mental health checks on people. Like, I think that we're fine with the amount of guns our country has, but we need to do health checks on the people that have them.
Yeah, like, no, it's just, you have, like, I think that's fair. It's just, you have to do that. Yep, cool. You've got to be over, I think here, over 18. Do a mental health check or a psych eval. Do a firearm safety test with the police, and then at a private shooting range, and get signed off by both for the specific type of gun you want to own, whether it's a handgun, rifle, or shotgun. They each have different grades here. And then once you do all that, you can only use like that weapon in the terms of which you've kind of agreed to use it. So if you because of course Australia, we're huge, we have massive invasive animal problems here,
right? Yeah,
quite bad. And it's like, yeah, we just have hunters who will, that's their job, is like they'll just patrol like their local rural town for foxes or whatever. And that specific hunter might purely,
I'm sorry, what are those hunters doing? Where are they hunting?
They might, sorry, foxes or other things, or I'm sorry. No, it's here. It's such a problem, like in rural areas. And again, this is a bit of an assumption about the states, is you can drive 8 hours and you'll cross 5 or 6 states roughly. If that makes sense. Really?
Well, okay, so it depends on the state, especially because like, if I were to go 8 hours, like from where I am, east, I would cross, counting my own state, maybe I'd be in the 3rd state. But if I were to go west from where I currently am, I would maybe get into the 2nd state.
Okay. I'm with you. I get that. That makes sense. Because for us, it's like, of course, every major city, everything is Eastern Seaboard. Completely. Trying to get to Perth, the other side of the country from me, is a 3-day non-stop drive. 3.8 days non-stop drive through desert.
Yeah,
just straight desert.
Like, I know Australia and Canada are like, just, they're massive, but like there's a lot of their area that like is not used, because it's like there's a tundra there and you got a desert there.
Yeah, it's like it's kind of cool in a way, because like it's weird. You go from the city and the urban areas, and then suddenly you are genuinely in just rolling green hills for hours, or rolling green forests for hours. And then suddenly, if you're heading inland specifically, it'll just start getting drier and browner and drier and browner. And then suddenly there is nothing around. You see a sign and it says, turn around if you don't have this amount of fuel in your car. Like, you will get stuck.
Yeah.
No one will help you.
That's crazy.
But yeah, we have major problems with animals and stuff here. And it's just, we have people go out and be like, yep, we gotta deal with it because they're eating the food or whatever. And yeah.
Here's a because we're in the like international. I think you're my first international guest.
I think I am. That's why I'm like,
that's why we're really discussing the two like nations at this point.
Which I kind of enjoy, because it's like I deal for my real work with a lot of international time zones and things like that, and international communications. But it's like, it's kind of nice just talking with someone and being like, whoa, this is new, this is different.
This is what's different. And you would think, right, because we're both like former British colonies, Americans, like, or English speaking, like, you'd think there wouldn't be so much cultural difference, but there's tons that happens between.
100%. Like, and this is a thing that I learned. I used to be a barista back in the day, and it's just weird to me how you guys do coffee. Like, I don't get how you guys do coffee. I can't understand it. It's so weird to me, and I'm like, I will never touch that coffee.
I'm not a coffee drinker, but what are we talking about?
Don't you guys like brew it in like a big jug? Like, I'm being very stereotypical here, so please no judgment.
No. Uh,
Um,
are you talking about like barista brewing, or because we have barista brewing, and then we have like coffee like brewers that like auto brew it.
Okay, so I was a barista, and it's like if I asked, it's like, Kota, what type of coffee would you like today? Like, and you'd say cappuccino. I'd ask, would you like any sugar in that? Now, you guys don't use straight sugar, do you? Even at like Starbucks or like where baristas are normally, you'd use sweetener, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe they use sweet.
Yeah, see that is.
I think they used to use sugar, but there's been a lot of like health safety guidance on the amount of sugars used, or like fast food and stuff. I think that affected, or maybe they just got ahead of it, changing to sweet.
Well, that's the thing here is like, if I asked you like, hey, how many sugars would you like, and you said 2, cool, that's 2 teaspoons of sugar in before the coffee's poured. Bang, that sugar dissolves into the espresso, and then you get the milk, put the milk in, and there's a fresh cappuccino with 2 sugars. But I would have American tourists come through. We'd ask them that, and they'd say, oh, do you have sweetener? Yep, that's sugar for us, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
We'd put in they'd say, oh, we'll have 1 teaspoon. Sure, done. They'd then immediately spit it out and be like, that's too rich of the coffee. Demand to have the sugar. Okay, here's the sugar. How many more would you like? No, give me the spoon. And like we'd serve it in, like would have the sugar in a big jar. No. The individual granules.
Okay.
Like we'd get and they're like, yep, give us a spoon. Huge like tablespoons full of sugar into the coffee. Stir it. Put that spoon straight back into the sugar, contaminating the whole thing. Straight, and they do 3 or 4 of that. And I'm meaning this is big group of tourists, maybe 30 or 40 every day.
Okay, those sound like assholes to me personally.
Look, these were your like over middle-aged Americans. I am stereotyping, but it's coffee is probably the biggest thing I think that I would find different between the 2 countries.
All I ever drink of coffee is black, so like I don't know too much beyond like how it's prepared, how the actual coffee itself is prepared. And as far as I know, that's pretty normal. Is that you can have either like the barista who like has the filter, they'll pour the hot coffee themselves, or the hot water themselves over the grains to like properly, or you'll have like
that type. Yep.
Yeah, or you'll have like a machine that just spews it out for you.
Oh, we don't have that here. We just have the pod machines. If you're going to have a machine, and
it's like
or a full espresso machine, which is a big thing. Like you can't just, people can just buy them, but it's like you're not going to know how to use it or clean it. Like you genuinely aren't going to know. But
So if you had to sell me as the American, sell me on moving to Australia. What's like the best things that make Australia like?
The weather, even though it's bucketing down. To sell Australia to you is okay. Do you prefer winter or summer?
I don't prefer the extremes. I like fall and spring.
What if I said you could have that constantly in Australia?
I would sign up. You got me there.
There you go. But the catch is, if it's summer or winter, it's either too damn hot or too damn cold. That's your catch if you ended up in some.
That's why I don't like summer and winter. I don't like the extremes.
Alex, Or on top of all that, trying to sell it, it's like everywhere's a beach. Everywhere's a beach.
You're surrounded by beach.
It's just, and I'm not gonna lie, the major city ones like Melbourne or Sydney or Brisbane's pretty good, but the major like inner city beaches are kind of crap. they are crap. They're not kind of, they are. Because they're in bays. Like, they are straight up, there's so much vessel traffic there that you're just like, it is what it is. But then you go half an hour away and it's like, oh my God, you won't see or hear anyone. You will be on this tiny little, like, golden sand inlet with near clear blue water. And you're just like, I'm happy.
So you just avoid the major tourist hubs.
The major, even a few of them, because I'm in like the southern side of Australia. I'm kind of slowly, unintentionally doxing myself. But I'm on the southern end of Australia. And even if you go to those major tourist hubs, like some of the major tourist hubs, like a major like global surf hubs. And like you've got Torquay, you've got Bells, you've got the Central Coast, all of these places, you've got the Gold Coast, like people flock to from all over the world, like any time of the year. But they're still okay for tourists. Even if tourists are there, you don't notice and you don't care because the beach just takes that mindset out of you here. But when you go to the major city beaches, they suck. Because you're not only going to have all the tourists, you're going to have all the noise, everything. You there's no quiet, and it's all, the water is icky as well, if that makes sense.
Oh yeah, I get you.
What else do we have? We got plenty of forest, plenty of desert, plenty of beaches, plenty of mountains and snow. And plus, if you want to fly across the country, it's only a couple of $100.
That's crazy.
Like from north to south or south to north, it's about a 2-day drive-ish, non-stop.
Your planes aren't Boeing, right? Because Boeing is an American company.
No, they're Boeings.
They are?
Yeah.
So you also have that fear now.
Yep. I also do. It's just like, when is it going to happen here? And when it happens here, oh man. Someone will take a stand.
We were talking, yeah, I would imagine that like it would be more like an international than that gets Boeing to off their ass. Because they aren't doing anything here in America for it, that's for sure.
I feel like I saw a thing the other day. Is Boeing too big to fall or to fail? And it's like, kinda, yeah.
They're kinda, because they do have like backing support from the government.
Mm-hmm.
Big issue. I was next year. We were having a plan that we might go to the world, which would involve getting on a plane. Like, we just wait to see if something happens with the planes first. Like, can we make sure that Boeing fixes them first?
I will say this now, they are safe. I was going to be an aerospace engineer, so I'm a nerd for planes and all that stuff. They're fine. It's just the maintenance. The chance of it happening is so low. Like,
I mean, they can't even get their rocket thing working now.
Shh, we don't speak about that. They stuffed up there.
They're fine. It's just leaking helium. They're fine.
It's fine. It's fine. Shh, it's fine. Just put duct tape on it. Duct tape fixes it.
Isn't that to completely change?
No.
Tangent. Isn't that like how they fixed one of the Apollo things? Was they put duct tape on it?
Apollo. I'm a huge space nerd. Planes, space, all of that.
I put space right behind you there.
Huh? Oh yeah, hey, you did. Sorry, I just spotted that. I've got it. I'm like focusing on the conversation too hard. No, so it was Apollo 13, Lucky 13, and everything that could go wrong went wrong. And there's a great movie about it. It's got not Bill Murray, who was in Saving Private Ryan?
Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks is in it. And they had everything that could go wrong went wrong, and they did use duct tape to fix the air filters and everything like that to make sure they came back.
That's how duct tape became like synonymous, making anything broke. I think was when that story happened.
Like, yeah, it's just here. Even here, it's just everyone has a form of duct tape, or some people call I don't know if you guys have it, like electrical tape, the stronger version.
Yeah, we have electrical.
Yeah,
electrical tape tends to be weaker, but it's non-conductive.
So I don't. If I'm going to say the name, either you're going to understand or not. Gaffer tape.
No, I don't understand
So
it.
it's like a stronger version of duct tape.
We got flex tape.
And Flex Seal. I think that might be the closest you guys have to it. It's like, I'm not gonna lie, if your window on your car, for example, just breaks, you could gaffer up your window and you won't hear or sound or feel anything from the outside. Like, people stick that on boats and it will last for years.
Same with flex tape. All right, yeah, it's the same thing.
It's the same.
You can saw a boat in half, and then
those ads here are so great. We see them and we're like, "What is this?" Oh, but yeah. Nah, Australia is. Look, there is maybe 2 other countries in the world I could potentially live in that I would consider living in, but Australia is always. It's just, even if it's too hot, it's too cold. It's just, once you're here, you either love it or you hate it. That's it.
Yeah, a person in the chat the other day came together talking about. Yeah, I love to go to other countries. There's tons on my list, and Australia's also like pretty high up there. I just would never move, just because like you get very set in the place you are.
Yeah, it's like you become comfortable, and especially like once you're comfortable and you've kind of put down roots, you're like, this is home. Like, you can leave for a little while, but you're always going to have that, I miss it in a way, those memories of it. Because yeah, it's just, again, here it's like it's the middle of winter here, so we've been getting hit with really cold Arctic breezes. So we've been hitting -1 or 2 degrees at the time, which
Celsius.
is damn freaking, yes, Celsius. Which then you tag in the wind like the chill factor, and it's coming straight from the South Pole, like, I think straight.
I think -2, 20 degrees Fahrenheit.
Yes, I think so. But you got to tag in that it's from the Antarctic. Like, there's nothing stopping that at all.
Oh yeah, because you get the cold front up from Antarctica.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So it's like that'll hit, it'll get super, super duper cold. And then it's like, once winter's over, we have like autumn and spring, which is beautiful, really, really nice. It sits around, again, I'm not going to know the conversion, but it will sit between 20 to 26 degrees Celsius. So that's like, it's nice. It's not too hot, not too cold. Then you get summer. And that's just, it's like 40 degrees Celsius for like 2 weeks straight.
Oh no, that like 110 Fahrenheit.
And yeah, I think it's roughly that, and it's either and it's just a consistent dry or super humid heat depending on where you are in the country. It's like Darwin, which is one of the furthest capitals, or it is the furthest capital, will have like 100% humidity, and it's like 3 months straight of 40 degrees or over, like 45 or 50. So you're reaching maybe 130 Fahrenheit for 3 weeks straight.
Fuck
and that's
that.
it. That's your life.
Fuck that.
Hey, Darwin, I will never go to Darwin. It's too hot. It's too humid, even in the middle of winter. Stuff Darwin.
I'm comfortable from 90 degrees Fahrenheit down to like 65. And so anything like with it outside of that range, I'm like, I hate everything. I'm never leaving my house.
It's you look, and you should come here in the spring. You would love it. I genuinely, based off that, you would actually love it. If you did, you'd get the humidity in the northern states. So like Queensland and Northern Territory. Sydney or New South Wales, you'd get more that blend, those nice blends between like autumn and spring. So you might get a few rains, a little bit of cold weather here and there, but you won't breach 28 degrees Celsius. So it would sit in your range. Same with Victoria, South Australia. WA is just desert. Don't go to WA unless you want to see a quokka. Don't do it.
A quokka.
Oh, okay. I don't know if you're going to see my mouse, but just for content's sake, they are called one of the happiest animals on Earth.
Oh.
and they are absolutely adorable. I will send you a quick screenshot of one. There is a very specific island where it is just inhabited by quokkas as well. And you can't stay there. You can catch a boat, go there for a day, and then you have to come back to Perth.
Oh, that's cute. That's adorable. I'll put it up on the screen for the viewer.
They have no... I'm pretty sure they have no natural enemies either.
Well, yeah, who would?
They just exist. They're like a capybara almost. Australian small capybara.
Are they, since they don't have natural predators, they probably aren't like too sheepish of people?
No, you can straight up, they'll jump into your hands and you can pat them and feed them.
Oh, yeah, that sounds like something I'd love to. One of the things I really want to do if I ever go to Japan is in Nabara, or one of their prefectures has a the shrine that you can go, and they have deer there that you can feed.
Yes, I would love to do that. I would love, because I've never traveled internationally at all.
Neither have I. Yeah.
Like, oh really? Like, hey, brothers.
I've been close to Mexico. That's about as close as I've gone.
I've been to another state in Australia once for like a few days, and that was it. But no, I know, I don't remember where it is in Japan, but I know that same deer place, and I would love to go and do that. I would love to go to Japan just to experience that culture.
How many like I mean with tourists like HubSpots besides, how often do you see foreigners? You know, like I'm sure Sydney is full of them, just like New York is here in United States, but
yeah, every capital city outside of maybe Darwin, I can guarantee you, even if you were just walking down the street, you'd bump into a tourist, guaranteed, without a doubt. Like Melbourne, Sydney, Brisbane, of course you've got those three main hubs. Hobart, which is Tasmania, which we don't speak about them because they are the forgotten child and we don't care about them. They are Looney Tune. We unironically call them the inbred state.
Oh, so Alabama. Okay.
Yeah, equivalent. But a lot of like Pacific tourists will go there, like New Zealand, Pacific Islands, Indonesia will go. A lot of people who know Tasmania will go to Tasmania. If you're international, like States or Europe, you don't really think about Tassie.
Right.
Adelaide, you'll get a few, which is South Australia, Great Australian Bight. Perth gets quite a few because that's where the quokkas are. And yeah, but yeah, Melbourne, Sydney, Brisbane, doesn't matter where you go, you'll run into a tourist. Like, genuinely.
I thought, because like where I am is like way away from like anything of interest to foreigners, I'm sure, unless you like the music of Oklahoma.
I actually haven't seen that. Now I need to watch that to understand.
Hugh Jackman, actually, I think he got his start at by performing that. But anyways, so I was like pretty well set that like nobody that wasn't American would ever like be around here. And then I started working at my hotel that I work at. And the number of people that come that's like has like this guy has like an Italy passport. We have these businessmen that regularly will come by, and they're all from Japan.
What? That's weird to me.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, I guess I just never noticed because you don't really know unless you're a problematic person. You don't notice like ethnicity so much in America because there's all ethnicities all the time, all over the place. Same. Yeah. Same. So, like, I guess I just always, like, assumed they were all American.
See, like, here is, like, you'll assume they're either... They're just a human. You don't even assume if they're Australian or American or a tourist. You just go, they're a human? Cool. Do they speak English good? Yes or no?
Can I communicate?
And it's kind of nice here because even if you can't communicate directly, like there's enough tech around commonly that it's like, cool, like I'll just whip out my phone, cool, speak into it, cool,
Right?
that'll translate whatever language.
Imagine life without phone.
Oh.
And you're in a foreign country.
See, I can't because all of my payments, like my cards and everything, are all digital. And like my license and everything is digital now as well. So I need my phone for everything. And it's like, go to the servo to fill up and fuel. It's like, sorry, go to the gas station, fill up with gas.
Your
Need my phone.
license is
They've just introduced that down here in a few more states. Yeah, they trialed it in one state and then it's worked. And yeah,
that's crazy. For we just got, I think it's called the Forever license, where it's your passport and license. So as long as you're not trying to go internationally, you don't need a real passport. All you need is
like a form of photo ID. See, that's pretty good. I'm like, even here, if I wanted to travel like domestically, yep, cool, here's a photo ID, bang, there you go. Like that. But if, yeah, again, internationally, anywhere from Australia to or from, you need the damn passport, the physical thing. And they're so expensive here. Like, I think renewal of a passport here just went up to around 380 AU, if not more. So that's like 250.
Yeah, like US? 250, 260. Yeah, that's crazy.
And that's the renewal. That's just that. Like, if you get expired, good luck. You got to wait another 6 months to get a new passport, roughly. And when you think about it, Australia is so far from everything. Like, so far. 6 months is like, okay, cool. Well, my flight might be in 2 weeks to go to Europe or something. It's like, God damn it, I can't now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're at a pretty good spot here that if you have anything you want to discuss or anything, now's a good time for you to take over.
Oh man, I'm now the spotlight's on me. Oh goddamn. I don't know, man. Like, because again, Star Wars, like, Star Wars is Star Wars. Sci-fi is sci-fi. I can't touch more of it because it was kind of covered anyway, and I haven't watched Zol's podcast yet to throw back anything. But yeah, like, just I don't know. Like, genuinely, I'm just kind of enjoying like a bit of culture exchange at the moment.
Yeah.
Like, I know we're at a good point. It's just like
it's something that I think more people need. Experience other people. Like, at least speak with someone from another.
Yeah, and just on friendly terms and just equal terms. It's just, yeah, this is what it's like for me. What's it like for you? What's it? Oh, it's like
that's the power of the internet.
I know, right? But no, so what? Okay, what is? Okay, you said you're planning to go to Disneyland, so I'm assuming you haven't been.
I've been before.
Oh, what's it like, and what are your cities like? Because are they really like they kind of show in the movies? Are they like dusty, graffiti? Is gang thing such a thing over there? Like, oh my god! Like, I'm running off a lot of media.
I mean, well, yes, gang things are a thing. But like not to the extent. I would like you could easily go to a city and you're fine, right? Like there are pockets where like there's bad things, and like let's say you leave like your laptop laying in your car and you're at like a spot that because they tend to hang around like areas, right?
Yeah. Okay.
So when I'm parking, I will either park at a like well lit garage or I will park where I see local plates.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because that means the locals know that it's safe to park there.
See, that's weird to me. Like, I mean, it's not weird, but it makes so much sense to park. It's like, oh yeah, like this plate is clearly from around here. Like, it's safe for them. It's safe for me.
Yeah.
Like,
so I live in the state of Oklahoma, very central.
Oh,
the only
Oklahoma.
Yep, that's it. That's the musical. Which the only other I've been to Cincinnati in Ohio, Miami, Florida, which is where.
Yep.
And Dallas, Texas, and all of those places like never saw gangers. I saw a lot of homeless people. That's one thing that you'll see a lot.
Yeah.
Is the home. But
It's
that's it for typical like city. You don't see like there's graffiti, but
yeah.
some, and it's mostly from kids.
Okay.
And then
Because
you know,
sorry, you go.
there
Sorry.
I've driven down one area where I was like, this is a very rough neighborhood. So that's about it, and that was in Cincinnati. I don't remember the exact
Oh.
area, but I was like, I'm not parking here. I'm not going into that gas station. I'm going somewhere else.
See, like that concept to me of like I'm not pulling. I'm gonna say servo. It's just habit. It's honest to God habit. It's the same thing but different. But I've never had in Australia, and I've like again because I'm in Victoria, so I'm in the southern state. Is driving 5 hours out into the rural areas of Victoria. It's never I can't pull into that servo because it's not safe. It's like I need to pull in here because I need to use the bathroom.
Oh
I need to
no!
get
If you're
water, I
going
need to get
into
fuel.
rural areas, you're never going to run into any of that. Like most of the like gang violence one is in cities. So
Oh, okay. Because like for us, it's a bit like I mean, and this is just in Victoria. Is like you've got of course Melbourne, this like the CBD, and there's next to no commonplace violence. Like I could park my car in there, and leave a bag, like a laptop bag, on my car, like in my car, and yeah, I'd freak out if it was stolen, but it would most likely 90% chance still be there.
it
Genuinely.
in my hometown at least, which I live in a pretty decent sized town. I'll drive someplace, and if like I'm just running in to like grab like something at like a gas station, whatever, I'll leave my car running, and I'll even have my phone on the charger.
Ooh, no. Ooh, God, no, never here. Oh, God.
but
Like,
it's
sorry,
kind
yeah.
of a small place mentality where it's like the odds that there's somebody that would break into my car here is lower because like most of the people here are people that like live in this town,
That are
stuff
locals.
like that. Yeah.
See, here, even if it was a rural or outer suburbs, I would say, of the CBD, of the city, it would, if you left your car running, keys in the ignition, phone in there, or anything in there, it is a 50-50 chance you come back to your car. And that's more on the fact of if you've left your car with the keys in it, someone in Australia, I can almost guarantee it, everyone has gone, if I see that, I might just take it. Of keys are in the car, phone's in the car, everything's in the car, done. Like, I'm out. Car theft here is less, it's common, but it's less common for that car not to be found pretty quickly within the space of a week.
I think it's pretty typical for car theft. It gets found
really?
pretty quick these days.
A lot of cars have GPS. I don't know. I drive an old car. Like my car is my first car. It's running on fumes. But no, it's like I know you mentioned like the graffiti and stuff. I mean, we've got a laneway in the city, and it's the whole laneway is graffiti. It is completely covered, but it's not so much tags as such.
Right, it's like artistic and stuff like that.
It's actual full murals and such that will be left up for a month or so, and the council won't pay over it. Another artist will come in and integrate that piece of art into their piece of art.
Yeah.
And then a few years ago, someone actually went down that, and this is a tourist spot. Like you come to Melbourne, you will be going to that laneway, like 100%.
Now, that's just for the cities that I've been to. There are ones that, like, I know that gang and activities worse. Like Chicago, I know can have some like.
I've heard stories about Chicago and Detroit. Is Detroit as bad as it sounds?
No, you can become human there. I've never been to Detroit.
Yeah. There's so many places I'd like to go, and America is one of them. Like, I'd like to kind of, for me, do a cross country. on a rail. Funny enough, like start on the west coast, make my way east, and then.
So, as I said, I
back
get a
home.
lot of foreigners that come to my hotel, and the one thing I hear them say is like, "No, Americans are more polite than I expected."
Oh God, I see. If I am honest to God surprised, even by like that, like when I've had recent over the past few years encounters with Americans, yeah, everyone's so polite on a different level, and it's like, I get it, but I don't. Like, why is there this stereotype?
So I think it's because like whenever we're like, I would assume that like trying to think of how to phrase this.
However you would like.
When they're not in their own house, people can act up. But when they're in their own house, people act according to their house rule. Right? So
Yep.
I think whenever they're visiting a foreign nation, some Americans take it as a chance to be assholes.
Yeah.
Or you know, they aren't ready for the customs and stuff of that place. And so whenever the customs like maybe like it causes some kind of issue.
Yeah.
But whenever you're in like here in the South, we always ask people like, how's your day going? We always like smile at someone, we'll nod our head or something like that. You know, we'll acknowledge your existence. And like to some people like the guy I had from Italy, he's like, yeah, we don't do that very much. We don't ask people how your day is that much unless we know them.
Oh, we do that all the time here.
Oh yeah, well,
So
good day, mate. Good day, mate. Right?
Nah. G'day. It's no, genuinely, even if you're walking down the street and you accidentally make eye contact with someone who you don't know, you have no idea who they are, you'll just say, how's it going?
Mm. Right, but are you saying that like as a reflex, like, how's it going? And then you like move on about your day?
Pretty much, yeah. Like you won't stop and chat. It's just
well, so it's in America, it's how's it going? Oh, I'm doing good. How are you? Oh, I'm great. Oh, that's good to hear. Bye.
Yeah, see, we wouldn't even have that interaction. Both people would just say, how's it going? Or just good, you, good, and then just move on. Just that's it. Like, it's... Yeah, like, I've encountered a lot of Americans from the South over my life. And I, honest to God, a lot of people try and give... you, like, I will say you guys, like, just...
Yeah, generalize this.
Generalize. Like a hard time, but it's like, no, you guys are actually nice. People who I've met from New York and stuff, well, I'm like, you guys are assholes.
Oh, New Yorkers are bred to be assholes. They have to be. You have to be, or else you will not survive. The apple will eat you instead of you eating the apple.
I would love to see a New Yorker come and try and survive in Melbourne or Sydney. Just on the costs of where to live alone. Oh, God.
It's not a pretty penny here.
I know, but oh man, like there was a place in Sydney that went for like, and this was a 1-bedroom apartment, like an hour from the city, for like 2 million upwards.
Like a decent sized place or
no, like just yeah, you guys call them flats, like probably like just a small flat, 1 bedroom, 1 bath, open kitchen and living, 2 million, an hour each away from the city.
Yeah. I know the average monthly rent in I think it was in LA, like 200,000 a month.
Wait, average monthly rent in LA is 200,000.
If I remember right. Let me Google that just so I'm not talking out my ass.
Because I'm like, that's a lot in rent. Like, dude.
Yeah, and
like,
that's not utilities.
Here, but because you have like here, the average monthly rent for a decent sized flat or house.
Sorry. Average rent is 2,000, not 200,000.
Okay, so about if we're running US to AU, about $4,000 a month AU ish. Yeah. That's not horrible, but I mean it's got to be good.
That's for a
Like, it would have
700
to be.
square foot apartment.
I need to.
Oh yeah, you have to convert. Sorry.
No. We use square feet here, but it's just I need to visualize
Wait, you
how
use
big
centimeters
that is.
and square feet?
And square meters and meters and kilometers.
What?
Yeah.
Hey.
It's weird. It's like
Pick one.
we've chosen the metric. We're doing the metric. We're stuck with that. But like house-wise, it's like, yeah, they'll still use, depending on which agent or anything you go through, a switch between feet and meters. It's weird. I can't even figure it out. I don't know why.
It must be my guess is, right? If you're talking about like they're being counted by blah, 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 blah.
Sorry,
like,
I was still googling like how big like a 700 square foot in Australia
realtors.
is. It's like realtors, real estate agents. Yeah,
real estate agents are owned. Like some are owned by like local.
Yeah,
and some are owned by like foreign. Would be why it would change. Would be my guess.
Most likely, and it's yeah, like, and I've just finished the Google on how much like 700 square feet in Australia, what it would look like. It's actually decent. It's like a 2-bedroom, a bath, a living, and a kitchen.
Yeah. Another thing that I know that some people are like is that we have big houses. We have big apartments. Yeah. A lot bigger than like I know Japan specifically has very small apartments.
Their coffin apartments horrify me.
Yeah.
Like
a two tatami mat, I think is the average size. And like it's a bed next to the bathroom.
And that is it.
That's
Good luck. Like your clothes, yeah, they're in your face while you sleep. If not under the bed. But yeah, like apartments, flats, houses, townhouses here are pretty decently sized. I don't think they're the scale of you guys, but they're still the same, but different again. If that makes sense.
My current house is 1,600. I know that's to some people that's big, and to me, I'm like, I could go for twice the size.
Let me just. Oh yeah, no, that's 148 square meters. Like, yeah, you could go bigger, 100%.
Yeah,
like that's fair. Sorry, I'm defending you wanting to increase that. Like, hell yeah.
I mean, I live in a place where I can increase, right? Whereas some other places, well, 1,600 is good size, and they would be happy with that.
Like, I know people here who have grown up on like acreage. So the property itself is huge. You cannot see end to end of the property. The house is tiny. Like, it might be like a 1-bedroom shack type situation.
Oh yeah, no, I know people like that too. Yeah.
Yeah, and then they move to the urban areas, and they're like, "This is no different. I just don't have room like outside anymore.
I just don't have to mow as big a yard."
Oh, mowing here is it's either you do it or you don't.
Yeah. Wait, you have the option to not mow?
We don't have HOAs and stuff at all. Like, we have very few gated communities where they have HOAs. Yeah. Like, it's very, very rare.
But the city also regulates.
The city regulates it to an extent. So they will be like, this is a fire risk, you've got to mow it. Or this is a snake risk, you've got to mow it.
Oh, I could see a snake risk, yeah.
Yeah, and it's, the fire risk is just as bad. Like, our fires are, I know you guys have bad fires as well, but it's a few years ago we had the, what was it, like Black December or Black January?
Oh, I remember hearing about that.
Yeah, it was, when you're seeing photos from a town in your state where all you're seeing is fire cresting a hill in a full semicircle towards one pier, and you can't see more than 2 meters, so like, let's say 5 feet in your face, and everyone having to run into the ocean, you get terrified. And there's nothing anyone could have done. It was so bad down here when those happened. Yeah. And it was like, they were near, but they weren't near me. at the time, but I still like you'd go out in the car, and I'm meaning these fires were maybe 5 hours away, which for us it's like that could be on us in 30 minutes.
Right.
It's
fire
you
fire
go
can travel
outside.
fast.
Yeah, and here because a lot of it is flat and dry because of the desert. So in summer you'll have that. Suddenly it's 40 degrees, everything dries out. Someone throws a half-lit cigarette out of a car and bang. There you go. There goes potentially hundreds of people's like houses.
Why we need to gather up known to be a smoker. Not hurt them.
Well,
take good care of
just
them.
put them in a room.
Keep them in a room.
I'm pretty sure the big ones that happened actually started by
Comfy room.
literally just by a fluke chance lightning strike in the middle of a forest.
Yeah. I don't want to get political.
No. I'm not trying to.
No.
I'm just. This is a natural occurrence, like here.
I'm just remembering a certain person talking about how fires started here in the United States, and it's funny. But if I make the joke, it'll be seen as political. So we're actually going to end today's video.
We'll end it there.
I have had a lot of fun, Moose.
It has been fun. It's been nice talking and just talking about differences and kind of just catching up, getting to know people and getting to know you.
Be sure to check him out, Moose Under Down
Moose
Under
Down
Gaming.
Under Gaming.
Yeah.
Yep.
And yeah,
I couldn't get Moose Down Under.
We'll see you in the next video. Next video is actually going to be Sin. We moved Sin up for her debut. That'll be a lot of fun.
Sin will be next weekend, won't she? Because she's debuting tomorrow.
I might do it live with her. We were talking about that. Ooh. So maybe I've done it live. You will know before this video comes out if it was done live or not. Actually,
I can see that it says start streaming, so it's like, I got you. But yeah, thanks everyone. It's been fun.